What's your Tyler's back with the retro reviews with WWF Unforgiven 1999 on the 25th anniversary of this show. It was better than Fall Brawl, but this was still a lackluster show. I'm sorry. So, where do I begin with this? By the way, it took place on September 26th. The day of this recording is September 26, 2024. So, 25 years ago, this event took place at the Charlotte Coliseum in Charlotte, North Carolina. So, Flair country, but there's no Ric Flair on the show because he's still with WCW around this time until 2001. How we got here? Well, if you go back to SummerSlam, Mankind won the WWF Championship. Although a lot of people say it should have been Triple H, but to me, they don't want Jesse Ventura because they were in Minnesota. Because they don't want Jesse Ventura raised a heel in his home state as the champion. Hometown, rather. So they have Triple H won the title the next night on Raw. Another show I did. And 5 people were going to challenge him for the title. Those were The Rock, The Undertaker, Mankind, Kane, and The Big Show. However, there were a lot of changes to this main event. We'll talk about this right now. So, Vince McMahon, who, by the way, was supposed to be gone for good after Fully Loaded in that end of an era First Blood match, just came back regardless. And it was on the 3rd episode of SmackDown. He won the WWF Championship. The title reign was just lasted till the go home Raw before Unforgiven, where now the 6-match challenge is going to be the same 6 guys, right? Triple H, The Undertaker, The Rock, Mankind, Kane, and Big Show, right? Well, on the go home SmackDown before this, The Undertaker decided to just leave. In reality, The Undertaker was dealing with a growing injury. I can't say that name right. And he will not be back until Judgment Day 2000, when he became the American Badass. And his place was the British Bulldog. Now, go back to like a few weeks prior to this. The last time Bulldog was on a pay-per-view was Fall Brawl 1998, where this man won the War Games. A.k.a. a clusterfuck games, rather, but where Bulldog suffered that injury with the trapdoor, which Bischoff did not tell the wrestlers that there was a trapdoor, so most of the matches had to take place in that second ring, but yeah, Bulldog was gone after that. And his contract with WCW expired, and he went back to the WWF. Mainly because cooling down the lawsuits of Owen Hart's tragic fall at Over the Edge. That show does not get reviewed, okay? I'm not going to review that show because I can't. That show is really uncomfortable to sit through. Although it's heavily edited though, but don't even do it. I know Wrestling Bios did it, but I can't do it, really. And Triple H had to went through a gauntlet of wrestlers. He lost a chokeslam match to the Big Show. He won an Inferno match against Kane. He lost a 2-on-1 casket match. Technically, that was the first 2-on-1 casket match. I know No Mercy 2005, they advertised Undertaker vs. The Order as the first ever casket match. That's complete bullshit. And then he beats Mankind in a Boiler Room Brawl, and then he beats The Rock in a Brawl of a Bull Roll match where the Bulldog just turns heel. Because if you notice this, Fall Brawl 1999 was the first pay-per-view after Bischoff's firing and before Vince Russo came in. So this pay-per-view was the last pay-per-view Vince Russo wrote for the WWF before Vince Russo goes to WCW. This was his last period he wrote for them. And one more thing that I talk about before the matches. The referees are on strike. Not all the referees. Jimmy Corderas decided not to be one of the striking referees. And those are Earl Hebner, Tay Long. Yes, Tay Long was a referee around this time. Mike Chioda, a very young Chad Patton, and the late Tim White. I don't have the Jack Dome, though. I think he was like one coming out 2000. I don't know. Regardless, that's another like thing. So there's scab referees like the Brooklyn Brawler, Harvey Whippleman, and Tom Pritchard. Yeah. Can you imagine this happening in 2024? No. And you don't know, this whole thing was just a... Yeah. But let's get to the matches finally. I've been talking for like 6 minutes and I haven't talked about the matches yet. And there's not one really infamous match on here. And oh boy. But we'll talk about that. We start with Val Venis defeating Steve Blackman. Not a good match. I'm sorry. This is the opener. Like, compared to Fall Brawl, yeah, 3 out of 10. This whole thing was Val Venis stealing Steve Blackman's weapon bag. What the fuck, man? Anyways, then we get for the European Championship. D'Lo Brown defeats Mark Henry to win back the European Championship because Mark Henry turned on D'Lo Brown at SummerSlam to help somebody in the next match. And his reward was the European Championship. God, you can tell why the European Championship was the lowest title in the company around this time period. Hell, it's even lower than the Hardcore Championship. And this was before the 24/7 rule. I'm sorry, not the Hardcore Championship. The Light Heavyweight Championship, rather. But D'Lo and the European Championship goes together, really. And yeah, this was before he accidentally paralyzed Draw, as D'Lo Brown did. And we all know accidents happen in the ring. Except your name was Bret Hart. And yeah, we'll save that by Starrcade 1999. By December. I'll tell you what the other 3 will be by my community tab. Probably some point in November. Because I already tell what my Survivor Series reviews are. But regardless, this was a fine match. A 5 out of 10. Anyways, then we get a Wild Slapnuts appearance. I had to do the Marky D reference. It's so funny, though. I can't help it. For the Intercontinental Championship, Jeff Jarrett defeats China by disqualification to retain the Intercontinental Championship. This was not their famous match. Their famous match was No Mercy. And the Good Housekeeping match, where, if you know, you know the stories. Jeff Jarrett did not... His contract was up around that, at that pay-per-view, so he lost to China there, and he went back to WCW, where we talk about our 3rd story about this, by Halloween Havoc, coincidentally enough on Halloween Day. This match ended at Jeff Jarrett's specialty. You know the one, ref bump. Guitar, Deborah came out with, and hits Jarrett with the guitar, and they did a dusty finish where China allegedly won, but then Leaf Scout referee Tom Pritchard tell Leaf Scout referee, God, that's a lot of that, tells there was an interference and the match ends in a disqualification. The crowd hated it. A 6.5 out of 10. It was a good match, but the finish was really bad. I mean, I understand this leads to the match at No Mercy, but yeah. Then we get the Acolytes defeat the Dudley Boys. This was the Dudley Boys' first match in the WWF. Or pay-per-view match, that is. And they passed their APA test. They became household names in the tag team division around this in the WWE, and they're Hall of Famers. And you saw them; they're my current tag team champions. A solid match. Bubba was doing the whole stuttering gimmick that he was doing in ECW, and they left ECW when they went on national television. And Bubba Ray said in that A&E documentary, going on national television killed ECW. I agree. Because yeah. Stevie Richards for some reason was dressed like an acolyte member. And his reward was getting his ass kicked by Farouk and Bradshaw. Yeah. A 7 out of 10. Then we got a hardcore match for the Women's Championship. This match did not start in the ring. Ivory defeated Luna Vachon to retain the Women's Championship. This was all around the backstage area. They didn't took place inside the ring. Like, jeez, I think I was playing Backstage Assault for that because of no ring. Although Backstage Assault is at least better than 5-Star Wrestling or Genesis. Because that is the biggest piece of shit wrestling game ever. Yeah, 2 out of 10, I'll give it. It was a little entertaining, but nobody cares really around that, but regardless. Then we get for the WWF Tag Team Championships. Now, from SummerSlam to this, the Tag Team Championships went from Undertaker and the Big Show, the Rocky Sock Connection, back to the Undertaker and the Big Show, back to the Rocky Sock Connection, and now to the reformed New Age Outlaws. Because after that failed main event run of Billy Gunn, go back to December for my wrestling dumpster fires on that. They decided, fuck it, let's just reunite Road Dogg and Billy Gunn. And they won the tag titles on the Go on SmackDown before this event. And they defeat Edge and Christian to retain the Tag Team Championships. This was a good match. Hardy Boys got involved in the match, and there's that. It was that. A 6 out of 10. And then we got this. The fucking Kennal from Hell match for the Hardcore Championship. So, Al Snow's head was railroaded by Albert. And he was hearing voices in his head. And he got into his program with the Big Boss Man, where Boss Man won the Hardcore Championship at Fully Loaded. And then Al Snow's voices kept continuing until a little chihuahua named Pepper stopped the voices. And ever saw that, Al Snow went back to Hardcore Championship, and then the dog gets kidnapped by the Big Boss Man. And this led to the funny / infamous moment on SmackDown, where Boss Man gives Al Snow a meal. And you know where this is going to lead to. You know where this is going to lead to. Bossman said, I hope you don't. It's Gray A. Pepper. Jerry Lawler's reaction to it was fucking hilarious. And then it's like the Kennal from Hell match. I might do a dumpster fires on that storyline. So, that's a bridge version of it. Because I gotta do the Oz. Kevin Nash at Oz next in October. So, we're almost at the end of it. That will take place next. No, wait. Sunday. Next Sunday, we'll talk about that. Because Bad Blood is next Saturday. And we'll spoiler alert for the next review next week. What's the Kennal from Hell match? It's basically a prequel to the Punjabi prison matches. It has the blue steel cage surrounded by a Hell in a Cell, surrounded by fucking dogs. The match started without the dogs. And then there's the bargains, and Jim Ross says, look at the size of those Rottweilers. And one of them piss on the floor. That's what you know about this whole fucking thing. And this match was a piss fest, really. Al Snow wins. He doesn't stir Boss Man to the dog because they were busy barking at each other. And fuck this whole fucking stipulated match, really. Zero. And Jimbo says, we went to the first and hopefully last Kennal from Hell match. And thank God this was the only Kennal from Hell match. God fucking damn, this match was so bad. Anyways, now, the next match was... It was originally supposed to be Chris Jericho versus Ken Shamrock, but Ken Shamrock was done, basically, and he was supposed to face Chris Jericho here at Unforgiven. They moved the match to the last SmackDown before this, and they made a first blood match where Jericho won that match, and Ken Shamrock would never come back after this. Well, he recently signed a Legends contract for WWE, so there's that. So instead, X-Pac took his spot, and X-Pac defeats Chris Jericho by disqualification, and he should let Jericho win his first pay-per-view match because he was new to the WWF. Why not give him a pay-per-view win? Nope. You don't. This was around the time he got into hot water for calling out The Undertaker, calling one of his promos boring, which, Jesus Christ, you listen to that Undertaker promo, it was batshit insane, though, but yeah, it was a good match, but the disqualification finish ruined it. And these two are no strangers to each other. They did wrestle at Halloween Havoc 1996 when X-Pac was 6. And it was a good match, but the finish was kind of stupid, honestly. A 7 out of 10. And then we get the main event, the 6-pack challenge for the vacated WWF Championship with Stone Cold Steve Austin as the outside enforcer. I almost forgot to mention it because Austin did reinstate Vince, so if Vince's word says, I'll give you the title shot at the next pay-per-view, pal. And you look at this match, and you kind of knew who was going to win it. Triple H defeats Big Show, the British Bulldog, Kane, and The Rock to win back the vacated WWF Championship. The best match on this fucking show, really, because this show sucks. And, yeah, 8.5 out of 10. Big Show was going to pin Mankind. Jimmy Corderas, who, by the way, is one of the regular referees, not those Lee Scab referees. He was on 1, 2, then the other referees, the striking referees, pull him out of the ring and start beating the shit out of him, which was fucking hilarious. And Jericho says, those striking referees are Jimmy Corderas. And Austin was doing commentary during this match, and we all know he was going to be involved in the match, but God damn, that was so fucking hilarious. They all stop it away from him. Austin starts punching them all out. and the weirdest part is, Triple H pinned The Rock. You look at this match, you think the Bulldog's gonna eat the pinfall. No, The Rock took the pinfall. That's like if you have a 6-pack tournament for the vacated world title. I don't care what company it is. And say you have these wrestlers. I'm just gonna randomly name these wrestlers. AJ Styles, DDP, Sid, Undertaker, John Cena, and Lex Luger, okay? In a perfect world of a vacated title and a 6-match challenge, the 6th man is the least important man in this match, right? And he's gonna eat the fall. Unfortunately, that would be Lex Luger in my scenario of this. No offense to you, Lex, but both are sure to ate the pinfall in this. But no, Triple H pinned The Rock. And then Triple H snatches the belt away from Austin. He starts showboating. Austin gives him the Stone Cold Stunner, and I guess they had to send fans home happy because of it. But regardless. So that was Unforgiven 1999. It was better than Fall Brawl. Significantly better than King of the Ring that same year. However, Unforgiven was not a good show. So, the result is, this is a 3.7 7 out of 10. I'll give it. So, yeah, not a good show. But I have to do it on the 25th anniversary of it. Next week, to honor the return of Bad Blood, we're going back to the year 2003, and picture this. We finally got a proper one-on-one match between Goldberg and Chris Jericho. Ric Flair versus Shawn Michaels. Triple H versus Kevin Nash with Mick Foley as the special guest referee inside Hell in a Cell. And the Red Knight Triathlon with the co-GMs. Bad Blood 2003. I did the 2004 one back in June on the anniversary of it. So yeah, let's go back to the better one out of the two from the Raw exclusive pay-per-view era. That's next week. Tomorrow will be my SmackDown review, and then Saturday I'll do the third Ice Age movie review, and then Sunday I'll do the fourth, and then Tuesday, the last one. So, there's that. So, like this video, comment below, subscribe to this channel right here, click the notification bell, and to watch my main channel also, so you'll see the SmackDown review also. And we'll move on from there. Goodbye.